Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Zoom to use it if you are doing like a music lesson. So Zoom by default is set up really just for talking, for doing meetings where there's talking going on. And sometimes those meetings might be done in noisy places like coffee shops or big open plan offices where there's all sorts of background noise. And by default, Zoom is set up to kind of filter out all that kind of background noise or background music or things like that are going on. However, for doing kind of live music, like a music lesson or something like that, it really doesn't work very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the settings so that when you're playing a musical instrument over Zoom, it sounds fantastic. So the first thing which we're going to do is you're going to put your mouse over your image, and then you'll notice this kind of like toolbar here pops up at the bottom. If you remove your mouse from the screen, you'll see it disappear. So as soon as you put your mouse over, you see this toolbar appear. So what you want to do is you want to come over here to the bottom left-hand corner, and you can see your microphone icon. And next to the microphone icon, you can see this little up chevron arrow. So you want to click on this little up arrow, and then this settings box appears. Now, I've got several microphones plugged into my computer, so I've probably got a lot more options than you'll have in your settings menu, so don't worry if it doesn't look exactly the same. However, there'll always be a thing at the very bottom there that says audio settings. So click on the audio settings selection there. So I'm going to click on it now, and then this pop-up appears. And there's several different things which we need to set. So the first thing is we want to deselect automatically adjust volume. So you want to deselect that. So I'm going to unselect that. And then we want to come down here and we want to select advanced. So click on advanced. So the next thing we're going to click on is show in meeting option to enable original sound from microphone. This is probably the most important setting. So we're going to select that. That's the most important thing which we're going to do. And then these two here, these two settings are basically for removing background, like background noise, if you're doing a meeting in a very noisy environment. However, these kind of really impact on music. So we want to deselect these. So these are all set to auto. So we want to make sure these are disabled. So I'm going to disable this first one, and I'm going to disable the second one. And then the echo cancellation, we can just leave that on auto. That's absolutely fine. So that's it. And then we're going to click on the X in the top right-hand corner to close this pop-up. And now you'll see this little thing here has popped up. Turn off original sound. If I click on it, then it goes gray, and it says turn on original sound. And when it's blue, that means it's selected. But what we can actually do is we can set it up so that every time you're using Zoom, it always uses original sound. So you'll see this little arrow box here. So if we just click on that, and it says select a microphone to always use original sound. So if you've got more than one microphone plugged into your computer, and that's the microphone you're going to be using. So for instance, this microphone here is kind of like the microphone I always use when I'm doing meetings. And then this microphone here is a microphone I use for something else. So this is the microphone I'm going to be using. So maybe you've just got, even if you've just got like one microphone plugged in, I just want to make sure that that's always selected. So that's already ticked. Okay, so that's it. So now by default, every time you start a meeting, original sound will be used by default. And you can always turn it off. So if you're doing a meeting in a kind of like a noisy environment where there's kids screaming in the background or something like that, or in a coffee shop or something, and you're not playing an instrument, you can always just click on that to turn off original sound. Okay, hope you found that useful.